Last night's my horror night.
Welcome to the Last Video Store. I'm your host, Bud Haddonfield. And today I figured I'd give you a little lesson. Back in the early 90s, the internet was definitely not what it is today. Not everybody had access. I didn't have a computer till I was in my goddamn late 20s. So the way you found out about movies is you went to the video store and you talked to the cool guy behind the counter that knew everything about movies. Hence Mr. Haddonfield right here. So you go to the shelves and you just look at all the cool titles. And if you found something that was interesting, pick it up, read the back, and if it sounds cool, you bring it to the counter and you rent it. So that gives me the idea of today's movie that we're going to be reviewing is a movie that I did the exact same thing with almost 30 years ago today, and it's going to be The Cellar. The Cellar was a 1989 monster movie directed by Kevin S. Tenney. He directed other movies such as Witchboard 1 and 2, Witch Trap, Night of the Demons 1 and 3, and a couple other cool little horror movies throughout the 90s and some in the early 2000s. I wish he'd be directing as much as he would today because he was actually a pretty cool director with a lot of good movies in his repertoire. It was written by John Woodward, who was the original director, but after a couple days of production, he got fired and was replaced by Kevin S. Tenney, who came in, like I said, 5 days into production. All the cast and crew was already casted and the movie was starting being made. So if you got any issues with this movie, don't blame it on Mr. Tenney because he was just handed the movie and he did the best he could with it. But it starred Patrick Kilpatrick. He's a character actor. He's been in a bunch of mostly action movies. He was in Death Warrant. He played the part of the Sandman. Other things such as let's see, he played a smaller part as one of the robbers in the original Toxic Avenger. He was in the third Three Ninja movies that featured the Native Americans. I think Best of the Best. He was in all kind of shit. He's definitely recognizable. But it starred Chris Miller, who played the main character, Willie. He was a kid actor, and he grew up to be a voice actor, which some of his bigger things was the Shrek movies. I think he played the mirror on the wall, whatever the hell you want to call it. Also starred Suzanne Savoy, who's one of her biggest things recently is House of Cards. This movie's all over the damn place. It starts off with a narration talking about some Native American spirits and a creature and the wind and all kind of cool stuff. So we're going to give it a benefit of the doubt that this is authentic. Yeah, this movie's based on a true story. So, and oil tower, whatever the hell you want to, oil pump, whatever it is built on Native American property. And they got this little spear into the ground with some rabbit's foot, and this little white kid, obviously the little white kid, comes, removes the little spear, takes the little rabbit's foot, and one of the Native American guys on site starts freaking out that the rabbit's foot's gone. And we know something is afoot and something definitely ain't right. We get an explosion, a glimpse of a monster, and a little boy screaming for his dad.
It was done. Indian magic cast aside. The white man brought his machines. Nobody believed the old Indian legend. The tunnel of Gagwai awakened. The white man was to learn the lesson of evil medicine. A lesson he would not be taught easily.
T.C. Van Housen, he's one of the just locals, and he owns a house, and he's drinking in a bar one day, And the bartender's talking to him about him selling his house, and he refused to sell. And then we got an asshole comes in and pours liquor on his face, played by Lou Perryman. One of his biggest roles was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. He played LG, and he was a good character actor, and unfortunately he was murdered in the 2000s. It was a sad story. But apparently Lou Perryman's character, he owns the old property, whatever the hell it is. And he wants TC to sell the house because the new tenant is going to be his employee. So, yeah, changes his mind pretty quick.
Good morning, viejo.
Huh?
Come on, TC. You gotta get going.
Huh?
Ain't you supposed to sell your house today? To that gringo that Boatwright hired to work his rigs?
I didn't understand.
Why are you so stubborn about that place? You ain't lived there for years.
I can't live there. Nobody can.
Why don't you just sell the place? Get that pinchy caballo Boatwright off your back. Put some money in your pocket.
I can't sell it. It ain't safe.
Oh, come on, TC. Not that story again. It's too early.
Piss on Boatwright. You can't make me sell.
Buenos dias, Senor Boatwright.
Buenos dias, Chilo. How about I buy you a drink, TC?
I ain't thirsty.
Grab him. Spread him around. Did I hear right, TC? You say you want to piss on me?
Enough!
He brought it on himself, Chilo. Get out there to that house, and this time you better sell it.
Yeah.
Give me my hat, Tommy. Give it to me.
Patrick Kilpatrick and Suzanne Savoy's characters, I'm looking at it as he's a out of work father. He has 2 kids, one with his current wife, which is a little baby girl, and the second one, his son Willie from a previous marriage, who I'm guessing he's about 10, 12 years old. He's an older kid. And he just wants to get back to work and get his life on track, so he takes a job checking out this oil field property, and he's living in this old house that's sold to him by TC. Now they get into the house and they hear like a weird noise, and he sees this piece of furniture, and he tells him, hey, this thing was always here. It comes with the house. It stays here. Do not move it. So you know what they do? They fucking move it.
Van Houten?
Yes, ma'am. T.C. Van Houten, ma'am.
Nice to meet you, T.C. I'm Emily.
Oh, what's the matter? Desert dust?
No, just passing time.
God almighty. That looks bad.
Do you think we could see the house now? Who the hell is that?
What's he doing out there?
Well, he sort of babysits the place, you know. He's a medicine man.
He's watering a damn tractor.
Well, he brings good luck. You know, he keeps the evil spirits away.
Oh, T.C., does that come with a house?
Yes, ma'am. And it stays right there. Always has.
It's beautiful.
Right over here, you got the pump. It's a real antique. You might want to replace it so you don't have to pump. Unless you want the exercise.
TC. Mr. Van Houten.
Huh?
What was that?
Oh. I don't know. Could have been a hawk.
A hawk?
Should we be talking prices here? Or ain't you folks really interested in the place?
Oh, sure we're interested, aren't we, Nance? place to raise April.
Where's the hawk?
Come on, let's go see the rest of the house. Haven't you ever seen a hawk?
They keep the mice down. You won't find no mice around here.
Before they go into the house, they see Native American gentleman. I think they call him the chief, and they ask, what is he doing? And they said that he pretty much takes care of the property, and he keeps all the spirits away. And you see that the spear is still into the ground with the rabbit's foot. So Patrick Kilpatrick's son, Willie, I just like saying his name because it's a pretty cool name. Willie comes to visit for the summer. Dad's happy to see him, and one day they're just riding around on a little three-wheeler, and Willie sees something that doesn't belong to him, and he's like, Dad, can I have it? And Mr. Kilpatrick just gives in and says, sure, it doesn't belong to you, fucking take it. The white man.
Willie, you better put that back.
Come on, Dad, let me have it, please. Come on, Dad, can I please have it?
No, son, put it back.
Oh, come on, Dad, please.
Well, okay.
All right.
What do you see?
Nothing.
Well, there's got to be something.
Just a bad smell.
Ugh! Ugh! It's awful.
Looks like Dracula's bedroom down here.
Weird things start to happen. Willie's little lizard gets sucked underneath the door. It's kind of like he knows exactly what's going on. One day he's playing on a tire swing, and this weird arm reaches up and tries to kill him. And we know that there's definitely a monster. So he jumps off, he's able to save himself, and you get like a little funny scene because, you know, obviously he's a kid, he pisses himself, and Lou Perryman, who's a dick in this movie, him and his son Tommy kind of poke fun at him, but they get their comeuppance later on. Yeah, funny stuff. this. Apparently, when all the white men started coming around taking all the Native American land, that the Native Americans came up with this creature, this monster that was pretty much made just to kill the white man. And they took everything they could from all the predators, and they turned it into this one little creature with 2 legs. Kind of looks like a pig or a dog or a pit bull, whatever the hell you think it looks like, but it's a pretty cool little creature. But the comments made that, well, why don't you keep it unleashed? And the reason is the monster was uncontrollable and it started killing all the Native Americans too. So they just vowed to keep this thing away with their shaman magic. Which, if I mispronounced that, I apologize.
A little.
These will keep it buried.
Keep what buried?
Evil one. Feeds on the souls of newborns.
But adults are safe, right?
No, it'll kill anything. It secretes a substance that'll strip your baby to the bone.
That's quite a substance, Chief.
Look, I know how this sounds, but you have got to listen to me. Newborn animals, infants, babies, they're all susceptible because their souls are not yet one with their bodies. Do you understand that?
Come on, Chief.
My great-grandfather was a very powerful medicine man.
He water tractors, too?
No, he just killed white men.
Nice guy.
The War Council forced him to create a creature that would destroy the white man. He conjured together pieces of the most savage creatures. He made the perfect killing machine.
You find any peyote out here, Chief?
It's not going to be too funny when something that is supposed to be dead chases you down and rips you apart.
I mean, why keep it underground? Why not turn it loose on us whiteys?
Because the son of a bitch kills Indians, too.
His dad gets fired, and we have a secondary conflict that he has some anger issues, and I think it's because that, number one, he doesn't see his son, so it's like his son really doesn't need him. He can't provide for his family because he had some work issues in the past, and now he has this young, pretty wife and newborn baby girl. And he gets aggravated a lot. He gets aggravated with Willie when he talks about the monster. Even though he knows there's something going on, I think he's afraid of it himself. And it's just him just not knowing how to control his emotions. There's another scene where the baby's hungry and Suzanne's character says, hey, the baby doesn't need you, I gotta feed it. And he flips out, throws the stuff over because he don't ever want to be told that he's not needed. So he gets upset about that. People start dying off in the movie. TC dies where a crow flies into his truck and it kills him off and makes him wreck. The chief gets killed where the creature just reaches out for him and pulls him, I'm guessing, underneath something, and his fingers gets ripped off with some barbed wire. That's a pretty cool scene. And later on we see a crow with the fingertips, so that's how Willie knows that the chief is dead. And the boss's son, Tommy, he gets killed later on. So definitely some cool stuff. They kill a kid. A lot of stuff didn't happen like that in the 80s, and when it did, it was pretty badass.
Come here. Here. You better wear this.
What is it?
It's a jackrabbit's paw. It brings good luck.
Didn't bring the rabbit much luck.
Yeah. But that's how it works. The rabbit's a sacrifice. He's innocent. He gets took so you don't have to be. See what I mean?
Not really.
Well, you know how a cross keeps Dracula away.
Like wolfsbane or garlic?
Yeah, it's like that. If you wear it all the time, it'll keep the creature. It'll keep evil away.
How could such a little paw keep the evil away?
Well, it ain't so much the paw as the ritual. You see, Indians use rituals to ask God to put his power in the paws. It's like receiving communion. The wafer don't have no power to take your sins away. God does. See?
Wow, he chewed off his own paw. Give it to me.
There you go.
Give it to me.
Whoa!
Hey, get out! Tommy, it's coming! Hurry, get out! Get out! Tommy, come on! Tommy!
So Mr. Perriman comes to the house looking for Tommy, and he goes into the basement and he steps into a bear trap because earlier on, Willie starts setting all kind of traps. That's why I made the comment that he was kind of like Kevin McAllister from Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin's character. And he sets a lot of trap for this creature, and he even builds a flamethrower, which is pretty cool. But getting back to it, he steps into the bear trap, and then the creature then grabs him and kills him off, and that's the end of him. He was always enjoyable, and he pretty much dies in all the horror movies he's in.
Tommy? Tommy? Tommy, you in there? Tommy? Tommy? Tommy?
Hello? Yes? No, that's what he told me, Sheriff. Tommy ran away. No, he doesn't know where he went. No, I am not trying to put anything off on my kid. Yes, I will.
So the final straw. Papa Kilpatrick is pissed off, and he's telling Willie, you're going to face this monster because monsters are not real. So he hammers the basement door open and leaves him and the baby in the room while him and his new wife starts fighting. And domestic violence is never cool. So if you ever have kids, don't ever beat on your wife, don't hit each other, you know, stuff like that. That's never cool. But apparently if you have kids, that really screws them up for the rest of his life. I know I'm rambling, that's what I do. So getting back to it, the monster comes up and goes to attack Willie, and that's when stepmom and dad find out that yes, the monster is indeed real. So Mr. Kilpatrick starts shooting at the creature, who retreats into the basement, and he goes and follows him. And they got this cool scene where the creature gets electrocuted by one of Willie's traps, and you think it's dead until it springs back to life.
It's not my imagination. It's real.
It sure as hell is. Emily, get them out of here.
No!
And now the climactic battle is here. Dad's trapped in the basement with the creature, and Willie's doing his best to try to kill it off. We get a cool scene with the RC car and some dynamite. And the creature gets blown up along with the house. And that's pretty much the end of it, we think. All's well that ends well. The family's happy again, even though a couple scenes later, you know, they was really being abusive towards each other. And yeah, maybe it's just the creature that's scaring everybody, and everybody wants to be a dick, kind of like in Ghostbusters 2. Well, anyway, they leave, they roll out, and then we get a exiting monologue, which is kind of like the first one, the exact same voice. And they talk about the wind a lot, and then we see there's another spear in the ground. And it looks like it's about to fall, so maybe it unleashes the creature again. And the end.
Dad, get out of the water now! Try, you son of a bitch, try!
Willie, the pipe!
You okay, Dad? Come on.
What's wrong?
I don't know, it should work.
Yes.
Vance! No!
So that was The Cellar. When I was a kid, I liked the movie. Now that I'm almost 40 years old, I see that it's kind of a mess. There is a producer's cut, which is the movie that we seen, that was put out on VHS and that was always blasted on TV. But Vinegar Syndrome has recently put out a brand new Blu-ray of it, and it looks pretty cool. And one of the special features on the movie is that it has the director's cut. And it kind of ties up some loose ends and some confusions, but overall it's pretty much the same exact movie. Me being a fan of Mr. Tenney, I'm going to accept this movie as it is. Not all movies are good, but there's some movies that are passable, and this one's definitely passable, especially if you only watch it one time. I was probably about 10 years old in the early 90s when the first time I saw it, and it starred a kid, it had a creature, it, killed a bunch of people, a good bit of people. So I thought it was pretty fun. If you haven't seen The Cellar, you can find it right now for free on YouTube. It's streaming the whole movie. It's going to be a VHS rip of the producer's cut. Like I said, that's everything that's out there. So you can watch it for free. If you want to pay the money to Vinegar Syndrome, which I would say do so, because Vinegar Syndrome is a pretty cool little company. They put it out on Blu-ray, and it looks really cool. They got a bunch of special features. I know they got like a making of, and the feature's called From Chicken Shit to Chicken Salad. That's always fun. But yeah, it was good. It's a fun time. If you watch it and think it's a huge piece of shit, I kind of warned you, so don't get mad at me. I'm trying my best. I know I'm rambling. This movie just doesn't give a lot. But still check it out. Out of 5 stars, I'm gonna give it a 2. So it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be The Attic, which that was a weird movie too. So yeah, that was 1989's The Cellar. Thank you for tuning in to the last video store. Again, I'm your host, Bud Haddonfield. I rambled a lot on this movie because this movie is just kind of confusing, and it took me all over the damn place emotionally. And I'm trying to give you all the best review I can, but it's just hard to do with some movies. One of the things I like to do is I like to talk about hidden gems, movies that a lot of people really don't talk about. And even if you watch it just one time and you don't like it, at least you took the ride and you gave support to filmmakers that's not always in the public eye. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you all for your support. If you haven't, please give me a subscribe. I want to thank all my fans for everything, because y'all are the reasons why I do what I do. I'm now featured on Tingler Television, which is a cool little Roku channel. So you can find it on there. So if anything I can do, let me know. Drop me a message on Facebook, or leave me a comment on YouTube. We could talk about some other hidden gems. That's some of the movies that you like, and I'll give you a little name drop, because I'm here for the fans. So thank you all. You have a nice night, and enjoy, and stay out of